Do your neighbors judge you when you run around like a madman to the mailbox? Are you spending the last of your paycheck on a book of stamps? Do you find yourself printing form letters at 3 o'clock in the morning? Well, welcome to Autographers Anonymous.
Welcome to Autographers Anonymous, a place where we discuss our addiction to the greatest hobby in the world. Here are your hosts, Chase and Ink, Mike, the Godfather, and yours truly, Zane Savage. First off, we're going to talk about TTM of the week and who won. That would be Caleb's Cards with a return from Phil Jackson. And you can see that return right here. Awesome return, Caleb. And I just want to show everybody what you can win if you win the whole contest of TTM of the week. Remember, if you win TTM of the week, you're entered to win TTM of the season at the end of the season, and that winner gets all of these autographs right here. Right here. We have Wayne Gretzky. We have Gordie Howe. We have Bill Russell. We have Magic Johnson, full signature, little smudge though. We have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We have Nolan Ryan. We have Joe Namath. We have Sally Ride. We have Jim Irwin. We have Daniel Radcliffe. We have Bryan Cranston. And the one sent in, just got it matted. We have Bart Starr. So those are what you can win, guys. Get your entries in. Just remember the entries the autographs have to be received within the 2 weeks between the show. So go to our website, graphersaa.com, submit your stuff, and maybe you'll win all those autographs. Winner takes all, guys. All right, moving on to returns. Mikey.
Okie dokie. We're going on, 3 weeks between shows, so I got a little bit show. Real quick, I'm going to actually share my screen and show you guys something. Had a huge week for autographs for Akir, and it's always nice when I get a shout out from somebody I got something from. I got Kurt Angle in. I actually paid for the 8x10s to sell for autographs for Akir, but he was nice enough to give a shout out on his Twitter, so that's pretty awesome. Those sold right away after that, so pretty awesome for him to do that. Did get a package in. Look at that signature.
Oh,
it's Mr. Savage. That's cool paper, by the way. And I also got a shiny business card. There's all the stuff if you want to check it out.
And
Rick
signed.
Bob's.
Signed.
And signed in silver. Okay. So he was nice enough to donate a couple photos. I think they're here. Yes. Mike McCormick.
Recently passed away.
And Bobby Shantz and Al Rosen. Al is no longer with us. Bobby is, but probably not too much longer.
Yeah.
But the big thing he sent, which is awesome, Last Man Down, a 9/11 book, signed by firefighter Richard Cheeto, right there. And if you guys know me from YouTube, I'm not a huge book person, but I couldn't put this down. Already read, awesome book. So if you guys want a good read, Last Man Down, one of the surviving firefighters from the 9/11 tragedy. Got something in from Reindeer Studios, our buddy Scott, talented artist. I can't show it because it's already been sold. Did a doodle of Rick Honeycutt, and that has been sold. All right, on to stuff I got in mail. I got 2 letters. I don't know if you got it. There you go. Focus. Joe Exotic. Tried writing him. Got a nice rejection letter from the prison. United States Department of Justice. I sent a self-addressed stamped envelope, which is a no-no. Then I get a couple of letters from his people that they got my stuff, and Joe replies, I haven't seen that yet. But anyways, there's still hope. All right, cards. Jumped on the Rafael Palmeiro train, finally. There's the 87 tops. I think I sent these 2 cards. Cubs card. And he actually sent me 2 extras and no ransom note that he wanted money. But funny story. I actually worked for the Rangers when he played. I was at their AAA level, and our trainer looks exactly like that. So they used to hang out at spring training. So I wrote him a note and told him about the trainer, and he must have liked it. So sent me 2 extras. Let's go on to 4x6s. Country music legend Susie Buggus, signed 2. This one's huge. Came somewhere overseas. I'm not exactly sure where I sent it or how long ago. Hall of Famer Dominic Hasek, one of the greatest goalies to ever play. I actually signed 3. The Dominator.
Nice.
Pretty big. Excuse me. There we go. Disney legend.
Pulling the Marco Rubio there, huh?
Oh, Don Erwig. I always like getting the legends because if you've ever been on Main Street, they get usually a pane of glass on Main Street. E.B. Erwick's was huge, and then Don is his son. They did a lot for Disney, and then they get their handprints. So pretty cool Disney stuff. JFK Return, Don Curtis, signed 2. He was a doctor that worked on JFK in Parkland. Here's a return you don't see very often unless he's charging at a signed signature. Former Detroit Tiger Darrell Evans. The old 1984 Tigers, that was my team. So here they are winning the World Series. Ed O. Ross, great character actor. He's been in a few movies. Blown Up Card. Is that Platoon, I think? And then Dick Tracy.
Did you cut the signature out of that photo?
Maybe. I'm not sure if I did on that one, but that's a good trick.
Yep, it is.
Andy got him. I got him recently. Brent Cliff, father of the internet, signed 3.
Vent Surf, right?
Huh?
Vent Surf, right?
Surf.
Yeah. Surf. I think some people say it's that's where surfing the internet came from. I have my doubts.
He agreed if I wanted to send some more photos, I could. So
good. Yeah, he's always been a great signer, and he's somebody that will go down in history. So
yeah. This guy's been catching up on his mail because I've got him before, but this one has been out at least 2 years. Martin Cove.
You're welcome. I put that address up there on Star Tiger.
What's funny is I got him back before he sent me a bunch of stuff, and I thought these were gone because I haven't seen them. But he signed Karate Kid pictures and Rambo.
It's surprising. He's doing a lot of pay stuff right now, so it's surprising he still signs for free.
All right. This one was huge for autographs for a cure. Brooks Moore, you guys have probably never heard of him. Works for NASA in Alabama, part of the rocket, Saturn and Apollo missions. Sent little information, sent a nice letter, personal, RSVP, and if you can see, he'd like to sign some additional stuff. But he also included a check for the Orlando Health Foundation, a direct donation, $100. So
nice.
Pretty awesome. And he also sent a bunch of
that's cool,
like cards.
Yeah, like trading cards.
Yep. And a bunch of signed business cards.
Cool.
So great return there. Couple more things for autographs for Akir. I actually got this in, I got an 8x10 with it. But another JFK return. This is Beverly Oliver. And she is known as the Babushka Lady. So this is a Zapruder film still. Here's an overview of Dealey Plaza, which she signed where she was standing.
How are all these people still alive?
Yeah, barely. Here's kind of the aftermath. She's the one standing. So there was a bunch of conspiracy theories because she stood out. She's a normal person, but first day she wants to sign some additional stuff, but she sent a couple extras. Nightmare in Dallas. Sent her book. And she's a personal friend of Jack Ruby, married to Mafia, a key witness to the Kennedy assassination. And signed and inscribed right there. But check this out. Nice. What does that look like?
I don't know, man.
Concrete.
When I saw it, I was like, did you send me a senior picture?
That's what I was thinking of.
Pretty close. That's an old,
Oh, like a headshot.
yeah, like an old 8x10
Glamour shot.
1960s. Yeah, glamour shot. Ooh la la.
Good hair.
Yeah. So very cool. Couple more things here. This was a private address that will not be shared, but he's supposed to be the next LeBron James. Moni Bates.
Nice.
Kids in high school. And Andy's got him before. Ended up signing 2. So I will sit on those for a while, see if he pans out. This one actually came in today. AEW wrestler, I got him before, but he agreed to sign some 8x10s. Orange Cassidy. Signed some extras.
Nice, hooked you up.
Yeah. So one actually already sold, so that's awesome. And the last one, huge return again for autographs for Akir. I bought these online. These are a blown up jumbo 1985 Donruss Diamond Kings from the man who draws the Diamond Kings himself, Dick Perez. Actual card. Signed 2. That's what I wanted. And I was hoping to get some kind of hand-drawn sketch quickly, but he just signed it. But this is what he sent. Postcard. Dick Perez, Yankee Greats. Jumbo postcard. Ty Cobb, signed. And it's got like information on the back. This one I think I'm keeping.
Nice.
Derek Jeter. Hannes Wagner. Babe Ruth. And the Mickey Mantle. So he sent like 8 extras. Awesome. I actually tried to pay for him to sign these 2 and he returned the check instead, keep it for the cause. So very
also,
cool.
guys, I just want to remind everybody every time we get Dick Perez in that he sells his paintings and drawings on his website, and they're extremely cheap. You can get like a sketch for like $100, $200 sometimes. And for a Dick Perez original, that's worth it, 100%.
Yeah.
So,
and they will go up in value.
Yeah, they're just going to go up in value like crazy. So
he's still alive, but he's got to be up there. I don't know what his age is, but
yeah. Actually, after the show, I'm gonna go probably buy one.
Nice. So that is it. A big week. I think I got through everything that I had sitting out. So I'll throw it to Chase.
All right, Chase, what you got?
All right. Got it quite a bit, but I pared it down. So trying to save some time just to show that, again, Keith Hernandez does sign Indians cards, just There's a
Keith Hernandez does not sign Indians cards.
No, he
I,
doesn't sign TTM.
He doesn't
Yeah,
sign
I-
TTM.
I doubled up a little bit on him. He did sign 1 of 2 that time. So
Fake.
yeah. I also got a signed book in. TTM. This one right here.
Did you steal mine? Because I can't find my copy.
There.
Nice.
Troy was nice enough to sign that and send it back.
I
to
bought
me.
one off Amazon. It wasn't signed.
Well, no, I bought mine off Amazon. I just sent it to him. TTM. Luckily, he wasn't charging yet. Last show, I showed these off signed by Jerry Carr. I was able to get Ed Gibson on them. So that's both of these living astronauts for Skylab 3.
I have some interesting news with first day covers that's coming soon, but go on.
And then there's this one. He used the same pin as the other one, so it didn't come out as great, but
Yeah.
it's still good enough. I got a really, really big one here.
Excuse me.
Bigfoot.
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, Bigfoot. This is Bob Gimlin, who was the guy who shot the film for Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's a picture of him holding the Bigfoot cast of his feet, I guess. And then I went kind of crazy and did a lot of private signings. Let me
Mr. Moneybags.
I'll show you this one I got back. Now, this one was an in-person private signing by a local card shop. I got Rafael Palmeiro, so Mike, you can compare that. Yours are legit cards. I didn't think there was a question, but just in case. I got Steve Sachs added to this one to complete that. Let's see, focus. There we go.
You know what happens when Steve Sachs goes on vacation?
Steve Sachs packs his sacks?
No.
No,
Sachs on the beach.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Got Mookie Wilson.
Is he signed for free?
No.
Oh, wait,
This
it's a
was-
private signing.
Yeah, this is a private signing. Here's another one for
What'd that run you?
set. I think they were $10.
10. Okay. I just bought one
Yeah.
for 5 for his cut. So
Jack Clark,
trying to figure out if I got screwed or not. Nice.
the 2 for that one. Jesse Barfield. Mike Pagliarulo, I think is how you pronounce it.
Can't
I
even
don't know.
pronounce his name, Chase.
No,
For
I
the
can't.
set.
But I got 3 of them, so there's the other 2. So yeah, I got Jim Umberger, ex-Ranger, got 3 of those. This guy got all these for $3 or a buck a piece. Vince Snyder. I don't know. I don't actually know who he is, to be honest. I
The
don't.
legend.
Yeah, so let's see. I got Jeff Stone, who a lot of you probably don't know who he is either. So, but he was a Ranger for like half a season and got a Ranger card, so that's the reason I sent to him.
And he's really happy in that photo, too. He's happy to be a
Yeah, he
Ranger.
was happy to still be playing, I guess, at that point. Also picked up Roberto Kelly in a private signing, 1 for the set, and then 3 for the Rangers PC, and then I kind of went a little crazy, and got Ruben Sierra.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I got
Oh, God. Good Lord. So Chase needs money. If you guys can donate to Chase, he's now broke.
well, he actually gave me a really good deal on the Sierra,
Oh, okay.
so
Good.
So that brings me to 278 for my set now for the 91 Fleer
Oh,
signed
I thought you were going to
cards.
say Ruben Sierras.
Oh, no.
Super collector.
No, Sierra doesn't sign very often around here, so,
Right. You got to take advantage.
got them all at one time, and I don't have to worry about getting them.
Yep.
All right, I think that's all I got for now.
That's it for
Same.
you. Well, I got some interesting stuff to show off. Let me pin my video so y'all can see me here. All right. So let's start off with some purchases. Actually, let's start off with a return from a guy who was an author and wrote to him to get a book plate signed for a book, and got this back though, sadly. Dear fan, thank you for being a supportive fan. Without you, I would not be anywhere near where I am. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to write to me, as I enjoy reading each and every letter. I have signed your item and included one of my own cards for your collection. In the future, please consider buying an official signed item at pastyoutubepros.com. Remember, find me on Instagram at TTM Autograph, and may your mailboxes be full and your stamps forever. TTM Troy. So another one goes to Past Pros. Yeah, I wrote Troy, our co-host. He's an author, and I bought his book, and I can't find it anywhere. It got shuffled around somewhere. I've been looking for it, but he did sign. He sent a card. Obviously, I have this already, so now I got two. This is for trade. If anybody wants to trade, or maybe like a who's a hot player right now? If a Luka, I got a Luka autograph, I'll do a 1-for-1 deal. But also signed a little miniature book plate that I made, signed by the author for my personal library, and that's right there. I just got to find the book for it. So, yep. Thank you, Troy, for signing that. And it's a shame you went to Past Pros. Another one bites the dust. So, moving on. These are interesting. This is going to be part of my personal collection, and I had to show this off because it is a rare one, guys. Very, very light. It's signed in pencil, so you can't really read it very well. But let's see. Let me actually zoom in so you guys can see these from now on, so you don't have to squint. So this is, wow, zoomed in too much. Sorry about that. Here we go. This is Bobby Dorr. Whoop. If you can read that there. And actually, it's signed back in the 40s when he was playing. So it's one of the rare signatures, and that way. There we go. Maybe that helps. There you go. Bobby Dorr. So it's 1940 signature. You don't see that very often. You always see the TTM stuff. So probably going to keep that. All right. Next up, we have Lee Masili. These are actually going to be sold. So David Cohn. Tommy Agee. Aggie. I'm not sure. Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner. I'm going to roll through these. Gary Carter. Rod Carew. This was pretty cool. It's a numbered out of 99 Yuli Gurriel auto. So really nice rookie. And it's numbered on the back. So got that for a crazy deal. Jokic, Denver Nuggets. That's only going to go up in value. Then we got, I'm not sure if I showed this off, but the old Meatloaf. Again, I'm flipping all these, so these aren't staying in my collection. Woo! Ric Flair. I can do better than that. Woo! There we go. We got Don Drysdale. And this one is Larry Bird on a Hallmark card. And it came with the box for the ornament that this came with, because it's a Hallmark card. And did a cut of that. I'm going to do a dual matte piece with Magic Johnson. Now, here's one that is for my PC. Big fan of this guy growing up. This guy was a maniac in center field. Made some of the best plays I've ever seen. Andrew Jones. It's a cool, like, see-through card, too. Really like it. And I'm actually going to probably flip this for my new PC, which I'll talk about in a YouTube video on my personal channel coming up sometime within the next year. So look forward to that. Okay, moving on. We have Jack Brickhouse, which is just, you know, one of the best baseball names ever, right? So Jack Brickhouse. Signed book. This is Timothy Leary, Chaos. Signed by Timothy Leary. Right there. Hopefully this is coming through okay on the feed. This is really cool because this is signed by two of the guys that I really respected when I was a kid. Two of my favorite authors. And this is The Little Shop of Monsters. Okay, that's the name of the book. And it's actually signed by R.L. Stine and Mark Brown. R.L. Stine created Goosebumps. Mark Brown created the Arthur series. So signed right there by R.L. Stine. Then signed right there by Mark Brown. So two like titans of my youth.
So you keeping that one? Or you flipping that one?
Probably gonna flip it. I can always buy another one. Then we have Mario Lemieux. And that's signed right there. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble focusing here. Now this one's crazy. I probably have to pull back focus a little bit. This is a very brittle book. I don't know how much this will sell for, but I paid a very good sum of money for it just because on the chance that somebody's going to pay a lot more. This is Ripley's big book, believe it or not. And it's not signed by Ripley. It's actually signed by many people featured in the Ripley book. So famous oddball oddities, people that could do special tricks, signed by, and some of them even put some of the kinds of people they are. There's like a tire man that like can turn himself into a human tire. And I guess they're featured in this book, but let me kind of show you all the signatures. Here's the first page with all the signatures. And I don't have time to go through all these one by one, but my guesstimation is that this person that got this signed was on the tour with them. They probably had a little tour to promote Ripley's, and they probably left the tour and they got this signed before they left. So still have some research to do on it, but just a really cool piece. Really happy to have that. Okay, now we have George Gervin signed shorts. All right. You're thinking, oh no, Zane's getting into clothing again. Well, you have, just wait and see. I got something really cool to show you here in a second. So George Gervin. Then we have Darren Dalton signed socks. Oops, is that upside down? Yeah, I think it's upside down. There you go. Darren Dalton signed socks. And these are apparently game used, but I can't sell them as game used because I have no proof. So. And then the gem of that buy, a jockstrap. They told me this was game used too. Kind of grosses me out, but I couldn't pass up on it. So Darren Dalton signed jockstrap right there for you guys. Check it out. I couldn't say no. I was like, that's such a unique piece. I know somebody's going to pay more money for it than what I'm paying for it. I got to grab it. And it just adds to
That's not a jock strap. That's a gas mask. Put it on.
Oh, it's a gas mask. Okay. You want me to put it on? No, I won't. I got a reputation here, man. I got to uphold.
You gotta
Although I
protect
do have
yourself.
an alarmingly staggering amount of used men's underwear in my office right now. It's starting to get awkward. So, yeah, got that. And then I guess I'll show these off real fast.
So would that be considered the ding dong that you always talk about?
No, because it's not a photo. You have to have a photo for a ding dong.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a ding dong.
Checking.
Come on. Not a ding dong, man. Come on. So let me focus in here. Okay. So got these made. These are 11 by 14s. This is Paul Bunyan. He was a wrestler back in the 50s. He was 7'7". So I made these myself. I actually made this one 2 months ago. Never showed you guys, but it's Bono. So I got that one. That's for my personal collection. And then Jefferson Starship, the 1996 version. So no Grace Slick, but Still cool. And the last thing is something that may not be what I think it is, but has the possibility to be. This was pulled from an autograph book, like from 1940 to 1944. This signature was in the 1941-42 section, and it's signed by a woman named Muriel Wright. Muriel Wright. Now, this was pulled from autographs that were signed in Worcester, Britain, and Muriel Wright, or somebody with the same name, spelled the exact same way, was a famous, she wasn't famous at the time, she was a model, and she was kind of a socialite kind of person, and she actually was dating the guy who wrote James Bond, Ian Fleming. So they were a couple, and well-known couple, and she passed away during the war from a bombing, and I think a piece of concrete or something hit her in the head while she was sleeping and died. So and that was in 1944. Ian Fleming went on to write James Bond and based the Bond girl off of Muriel Wright. Now, I'm not saying this is the same Muriel Wright, but the time period matches up and the location matches up. Like I said, I think most of these were signed in kind of a club atmosphere. Like they would have musical acts come in, and there was a lot of musical acts, getting signatures. She was a model at the time. So it's a possibility that this is the signature from the basis of the first Bond girl. But I can't say for sure. That's just going to be held in my personal collection until I can find an actual, there's no evidence of her autographs. There's no handwriting analysis I can do because I haven't seen anything else from her because she died in 1944 before she was very famous for being the basis. So anyway, guys, that's what I got in. That's why a lot of random stuff, but we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to move on to Market Watch. Mikey?
Alrighty, let's share some screens. Okay, market report for this week. We're going to be talking about this week when an autograph is more than an autograph. First thing that I think of when I think of something that's more than an autograph, personalizations. I pulled a couple randoms here. These are 8x10s autographed. There's Amy Grant, personalized, of course, personalized to somebody, to whoever, and then they sign it. $12. Gretchen Wilson, looks like a 4x6. She's a great TTM signer. Personalized, that's going to drop the price a little bit on her. And of course, Conway Twitty, looking at somebody's trying to get $78, 60, personalized, make a nice cut signature. Next one.
I'll go ahead and talk about personalizations real fast. I don't know if we've brought this up in the last few episodes, but I actually prefer personalizations because it adds evidence to the autograph, has more things you can look for to actually make sure your autograph is legit. It's obviously a lot of people don't like it because they don't want something saying to Robert if they're not Robert on the wall. But I would more likely buy it because I want to know it's authentic. And handwriting is a great piece of evidence to use for autograph authentication. So even though, and you can get, for me, it's great because I can get those pieces at cheaper prices. And I urge you other collectors who just care about authenticity and not necessarily who it's inscribed to, do the same thing, because in the long run, you're going to get more authentic autographs in your collection. Go ahead.
And in the long run, I would rather have something personalized to somebody else than not have something at all. So
right.
All right. Let's go back here. All right. So we talked about photos. Next one. Baseballs. And baseballs, usually people get not inscribed to themselves, but when they look for inscriptions. Top one here, Bob Feller has the Hall of Fame inscription. Big one.
Bob.
He was great. This is actually multi inscribed. Looks like no hitters up there.
That's crazy. $40 for Bob. That's, dude, Bob Feller was one like of the greatest pitchers of all time, and he signed so much that now he's been passed away for several years, and an inscribed ball with no hitters is going for only $40. That's so sad.
Yep.
I might buy that.
Another one here who does pretty much any inscription you'll ask him to as long as you're paying for it. Pete Rose. This is inscribed with the 4256, which is, of course, he's the all-time hit leader. You can get that one for $42, which is nice for an inscribed baseball. I'm not sure if it's a Major League Baseball, but if you can get a Pete Rose on a pearl white with the 4256 inscription, that's not a bad price.
And you also need, dude, you need for your personal collection the JFK. I shot JFK. That's what you need.
Yep. And just a couple more down here. Another big thing for actors, for inscriptions, character names. Here's a nice George Takei from the Twilight Zone with a character inscription. Another one from that same set, 2020 Twilight Zone, and of course with the character inscription down there. Let's see what do we got. Baseball. These are 8x10s. Again, the Hall of Fame inscriptions. If you can get it, you're looking at $80. Of course, Al Kaline's passed away. That's a cool photo. Just by the way. Mark Mcguire, if you can get him to sign the 70 home runs, of course, he set the record for a single season. That's a nice one. Roger Clemens, if you can get him to sign anything with inscriptions, that's awesome, especially the Rocket. You don't see that very often, but anything else is a bonus. You're looking at big bucks because he just doesn't do it anymore.
Just a heads up on Mcguire, I see the photo is hand numbered. It's a common trick in the 90s they did. They would have serial numbered series of photos, but they led you to believe that the serial number actually applied to the autograph. So always do your research to make sure what the serial number applies to, because it could just be a photo count and not an actual autograph serial number. It's a very common 90s autograph trick. So I don't know if that's exactly what they're doing there, but it's tricky.
All right. So back to this. Like I said, Roger Clemens, you're looking at big money because these guys don't like signing, period. Get inscriptions, big money. Same thing, Johnny Bench. Not a super rare autograph, but when you're talking about inscriptions, and of course 6 of them, a stat inscription, 16x20 with JSA, you're looking at $230 asking price. Let's see. Here's something you've seen pop up a lot, in the last few years. Fully named inscriptions. So you're looking at first, middle, and last name on balls. That's something that's popped up recently. You get a decent amount if you get somebody to spell out their full name, just because that's not something they usually sign.
Right.
Then you get into this. We're talking stat balls, multiple inscriptions, basically trying to get the person to fill up every available space on the ball. Rod Crew, 18 inscriptions. I'm sure he's got that many accolades, but holy cow, that's a lot of inscriptions. Joe Morgan, 20 inscriptions, $400. So you got his name usually on the sweet spot, and then all the side panel is filled with whatever you can get him to sign.
And he did 1,000 of them. Can you imagine how your hand would be hurting by the end of that?
Oh,
man.
Yeah. Bob Gibson, 16 inscriptions. They're asking for over $700 for a signed baseball from Bob Gibson. Okay. Here we go. I pulled this actually from Steiner because this is something they started doing. And these are the story inscriptions. So basically, they take a event, something that happened in sports history, and they have the person write basically the story and then sign it at the bottom. Magic Johnson. Was that Mark Bravo up here?
Yep.
Brian Leach. but it's all handwritten, and you're looking at anywhere from $250 to $1,000 for somebody because you're getting an entire story.
That's Dave Cowan, I think. The next to Magic, it's Dave Cowan.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
All right. So now we go on to Mr. Ed Asner, who is a fantastic TTMer. I pulled this one because it's just signed Ed Asner, 8x10 COA. Look at that.
That may be rare.
That is a nice looking photo.
Somebody had a good time with an expo marker on that one.
Yeah.
The reason we're laughing and making jokes about this because when Ed Asner signs, he usually signs all of this. He'll just fill up half the page with inscriptions.
That one looks familiar.
Is this your? No.
You sell them?
Yeah,
you sell autographs on eBay, Chase?
Oh boy!
No.
No, this is what Ed does. He fills it up. But I wanted to bring that up because we'll talk about this, in the actual segment. But look at the two. Which one would you rather have? And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But $25, $40. Unless we're going to finish up here. If you can get something weird, maybe you can get Mickey Mantle to write you Merry Christmas. That's very nice, display that piece. Or if you catch Mickey in a bad mood, maybe catch him walking out of the bar, you can get that. So you never know. But it's more than a Mickey Mantle autograph. So you can get some decent prices for stuff that's kind of odd when it's more than just the autograph.
Yep, totally.
It'd be nice to have that one and get Yogi to sign it as well.
Well, he's passed away now.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying before.
Before, yeah, totally. All right, let's move on to the Via Venue report and what you got for us, Chase.
All right. Well, even though there's this crazy thing called a pandemic going on, I'm finding conventions are starting to come along. There's two coming up. There's Wizard World Chicago still scheduled for August 20th and 23rd. There is Fan Expo Boston coming up. That's August 6th and 7th, and I think the 8th too. But if you're a Hobbits fan, you can get like all the Hobbits there.
Nice.
But yeah, really the best thing to do is go private signings. There's tons.
Dude,
of
there's
them
no
going
way
on.
the celebrities are showing up to that. Like, dude, if you've gone to any convention, you know that like you sign up and half the celebrities drop out by the time that you actually go. So with COVID, I would imagine like we're talking like 5/6 of the celebrities like dropping out before you go. Like, what's the point of even going at that point? I'm all for getting things going back, but I don't know, safe about it. Like August seems very soon to have the convention. And having lines of people, you think they're going to stand 6 feet apart? I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, go on with your report.
That's about it.
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea.
To be safe, go with private signings.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot going on.
I did see a cool private signing pop up that I'll mention. Somebody's getting together the Mighty Ducks and doing most of them, including Goldberg, the goalie who's had some
problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's out of prison, doing well in rehab, and going to be part of the signing. Apparently, just
cool.
FYI.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Decently priced, or
I didn't release prices that I saw. That's to be announced.
Okay. Go on, Chase.
That's all I got for today.
That's all you got. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, simple and sweet. Okay, well, we'll move on to our topic, which is obviously autograph add-ons. This includes inscriptions to somebody, inscriptions of Hall of Fame years, accolades, including color of signature, and also like where do you want it signed, like demands, basically. So we're going to talk about all that. First, we're going to talk about etiquette. So whenever you're asking for an autograph for free, how do you guys feel on this? Demanding certain things. Obviously, demanding a personalization is very common, and if anything, the person's more likely to sign if you're asking for a personalization because they know you're not trying to sell it. Okay, so that's number one. That's probably the most accepted demand for an add-on. once you start getting into Hall of Fame years, stats, I think maybe the next most acceptable will be, can you sign right here? So placement of the autograph. Do you guys think that would be the most, the one that would be easiest to ask for if it's free? Say, can you sign right here? Because I might have other people sign in other places, or just looks best here. And then you have like pen color. That's maybe getting a little picky. Like that's probably where you start drawing the line of this. Okay, what's this guy doing? I'm signing a free autograph. He wants me to use a certain color. Now you could just include the pen that you want used, and that would be a good way of doing that without being overzealous. So then you get to the inscriptions of Hall of Fame and like so many hits and stuff like that, and that's probably where you're going to hit a brick wall. I don't think many people will do that for free. What do you guys think on that?
I don't think it hurts. One, doesn't hurt to ask, but
Really?
don't expect anything.
Yeah.
If you get something back signed, be grateful. But if you're asking for, Hall of Fame inscription, personalization, whatever you're asking for, it's okay to ask, but don't expect.
Right.
I think placement. I've seen a lot of people put stuff on the back of like photos and say, can you sign the front? Because a lot of the older people have problems, or for some reason don't think they want to ruin the front of the photo, so they sign the back. I think that's okay. To ask for a Hall of Fame inscription, again, I don't think it hurts to ask, but don't expect it. A lot of guys know the value of that. I think if you're going to ask for a certain pen color, you better include the pen.
Right.
I think that's asking a little too much if you start saying, hey, can you sign this in gold? And you don't include a gold pen.
Gold pen, yeah. Well, do you think you don't think it increases the chances of your TTM and ending up in the trash if you ask for a Hall of Fame inscription?
No, I think they don't care. That either they're not going to read it, or if you ask for something and you don't include a donation or anything, and they don't feel like it, they're going to sign it, in black on the black spot and send it back and say, here's your free autograph.
I'm talking about the finicky guys. I'm talking about the guys where there's a 25% chance they're even going to sign. You're saying if you ask for that inscription, it's not going to hurt your chances of getting that back. Sandy Koufax, you going to ask for that that Hall of Fame inscription?
God, no. he signs 1%. I'm just hoping I got it back, which I did. No, I think if you write Wade Boggs and you're asking for a Hall of Fame inscription, you better be including a little grease on the wheels for him.
Right.
And would it hurt to ask? I don't think so, but I don't.
But if you didn't include that money, he ain't gonna sign. I'm sorry, but so Bobby Dorr, dude, all day long, he'd do it all day long. He's happy to do it. So, but you hit a certain tier of person that's hesitant to sign stuff that has like under 50% return rate. That's where you start second guessing those decisions to ask for specific things. I think you really have to basically make it as easy as possible for the person, for one, and make everything clear that this is for my personal collection and I'm not doing this to make money off you. Like those are the two things you have to do with those people.
But do those guys actually read the letter though? Does Wade Boggs
somehow it gets through to them, right? Do you think they just pick at random?
No, I think he just opens up, and a lot of the guys just open it up and sign.
But what happens to the people that don't get anything back? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be some kind of whittle down process there.
I think what I've seen too is like guys that have beautiful signatures. Maybe if you include 5 cards or ask for a stat, you're going to get
Al Kaline, dude. He was the best at that. So there's an Al Kaline signature. There's an Al Kaline signature that was like an A and a K, and like he has a very spelled out signature, and he signed like that forever, and like. It was probably like 15 years ago. I wrote to him and I got this A and a K back. I'm like, what the heck is this garbage? Like, and I knew it was him because there's certain things you can match up that were like the same, but he was just like, screw this guy. He's not getting one of my actual autographs. So I don't know. There's a fine line there. I think you have to kind of guide it by who you're writing to and what the return rate is. If they're 100%er all day long, ask for the moon. They're probably going to give it to you. But
I've seen a few guys where you ask for it and you don't get it, but if you don't ask for it, they'll throw it on there. Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Without if you're not sending a donation, Goose Gossage is good about that.
And maybe if you throw a personalization, like say, hey, can you personalize this? Maybe they're more likely to do that too.
Well, I hardly ever ask for personalizations, but if they give it to me, great. Unless it's something that I'm trying to get multi-signed on. But the Amy Sedaris I showed on here that I was asked, can you sign it to Oliver for my son? And not only did she sign it to him, put that nice inscription on there, signed it. It was great.
Yeah.
I was just asking, for it to be to him, and she hooked me up.
I've seen a lot of returns when she's a perfect example of somebody who will put her character name with all the Mandalorian stuff she's been signing. I didn't ask for it. I was just hoping to get my stuff signed. She added it on her own. So,
also a little trick that I've found lately. Oh, there you go. Nice. A little trick I found lately is if you write to anybody of Asian descent that actually knows the language that, like Mandarin or something like that, sometimes they will sign their American name and their Mandarin name.
Just don't say, can you sign your Chinese name?
No. Yeah, that's an awkward conversation right there.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, but if you can get that somehow and you're looking to do a matte piece, you can actually do a two-signature. You got two signatures on your hands, and you can do two matte pieces with this. I actually did that recently with somebody that signed their American name and then like their Mandarin name. So just a little trick there for you. Okay, so yeah, I think that pretty much covers that etiquette part. Let's go ahead and talk about the types. And there's a bunch of different types. We talked about personalizations. We talked about Hall of Fame, like different records they set. What are some other different types of specializations? We have pin color. We have placement. Is there anything else you guys can think of when it comes to different types of requests when it comes to an autograph? Quotes. Yeah, that's another one. Movies, like I actually have a Sandlot baseball signed by Chauncey Leopardi. He was on our podcast, our last podcast, Autograph Weekly, and he signed a ball for me and put all of his quotes on all the panels. So that's a really cool piece. Quotes are definitely a big one nowadays, especially now that more actors are signing baseballs and stuff like that. Anything else?
Doodles. I know Stacy was sending to some wrestlers and saying, hey, can you draw a quick little doodle? And he was getting like stick figure drawings back with the autographs. Thought that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Who did that?
The Ghost. Ooh.
We've heard from the Ghost recently. The Ghost actually responded to our seance, and so supposedly soon we might be able to get a sighting of the Ghost.
That'll be a Christmas special.
Yeah, maybe. So another one that we talked about before is the hand tracing. Some guy that's selling, he did this TTMing and now he's selling them all on eBay, but you can get somebody's traced hand and then they signed in the middle. So that's another one.
Andy Summers has been sending off the white backers to get plays from NFL coaches.
Yep, definitely. The plays, that's a lot of work to draw one of those out. So that's a big ask, but he's been getting them back and in a crazy solid success rate too, a frustratingly good success rate. So I want to get Andy's form letter because whatever's in it is gold. Even convinced somebody who's not Adam Graves to sign Adam Graves cards.
You need the weird stuff like we talked about. Pete Rose, if you pay him enough money, he'll write anything that you want. And that's
he said I shot JFK, right?
Yep. I've seen that one. He writes something about steroids,
on baseball.
Yeah. So that's awkward and weird inscriptions. Go to Pete Rose because he's the king of those.
Seen some awkward ones on adult stars.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have some.
The lips, the kiss lips, where they do the lipstick and put those with the signature. Those were common. Not with COVID going on. Not sure how common those are going to be anymore. But you also have chesticle prints. We'll put it that way. So you have a larger piece of paper and imprints of chesticles.
Depends on, I guess, the size of the testicles.
Yeah,
How big the paper is.
yeah. You might need an 11 by 14 for some. Uh, but that's also common. You have maybe fingerprints. Have we seen fingerprints with autographs? I know Hawking could not sign at a certain point in the 80s. I had one of his last signatures. No big deal, you know. Sold it like 2 years before he died for $5,000. And then they were sold for $50,000. I lost out on, $45,000. No big deal. But he was doing fingerprints after that, so you could get a fingerprinted book.
They used to do the what was that? The chimpanzee from Tarzan, Cheetah. He used to like do his handprint. Some of the animals do that.
Right. I actually got a footprint from a famous dog that was a movie star in Britain in one of those autograph books. It's got a paw print from him.
Nice.
I could not find anything about that dog being in a movie, but I have that. So, yeah. The point is you can get creative with it. And as long as you're polite and you're not asking the moon, it's usually acceptable.
Here's one I got in person that I didn't ask for it, but she wrote as Angela Bettis from the movie May. And she said, Chase, you have all the best parts. I'm not sure if you've seen the movie, but in the movie she goes around finding like people with the best legs, best arms, chops them off, and creates her own person. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's signed in a nice purple, So
yeah, you don't see purple paint pen very often.
Well,
Maybe on
it was like a
Funkos.
metallic Sharpie or something when she signed it.
She must have been signing Funkos. So yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. If you guys can think of anything, go ahead and post it in our YouTube comments or on our Facebook page. Tell us about some really cool inscriptions that you've seen. All right, we're going to go to value here. So I've already talked about the value of personalizations. I actually think they're more valuable to me because I can authenticate the signature easier. But a lot of people devalue personalizations because they don't want somebody else's name on them. We saw the prices that you showed, Mike, of those Hall of Fame, so many Gold Gloves, so many All-Star games. Like that increases the price 2 or 3 times sometimes on items. That's why people charge for inscriptions, because they know it's going to sell for more. What do you guys think on that? Like, do you guys think that stuff's going to hold up? Do you think the value of those inscriptions are going to hold up, or do you think it's kind of like a fad for our time?
I think when you can add somebody of a Hall of Fame caliber, I think it adds something. The reason I showed the Ed Asners, as you talked about, like when we're trying to authenticate something, we can compare. As a collector, we can compare the handwriting, and it's a valuable tool for us. But if I'm Joe Blow as just a buyer, I'm not a collector. I look at that Ed Asner with all the inscriptions, and it looks jumbled.
Yeah,
I'd rather have something. Yeah, I'd rather have something. If I'm just a buyer, I want something just says Ed Asner.
Right.
That's what I'm buying. So, does it add value? It depends on what side of the fence you're on. If you're a collector and you can get Roger Clemens to write Rocket and 20 Ks and whatever game he had, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young Award, that adds huge value.
And evidence too. To be fair, that also adds evidence because they have to handwrite that stuff. So
right, but as just a regular average Joe buyer, sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
I'd rather have something that I want to put up on my wall that, when I look at it, it says Roger Clemens. I don't want Roger Clemens Rocket 20 Ks because I might not know what 20 Ks mean. I know Roger Clemens because he pitched for the Boston Red Sox.
Right. So for the simple collector, which is a lot of us are ingrained in the hobby and we're around super collectors 24/7. It's hard to realize and I've had to do this myself, step back and look at who buys autographs. Yeah, we buy autographs as super collectors, but we buy certain autographs, a certain kind of autograph. The majority of people that buy autographs are buying autographs just to have something to hang on their wall and forget about it. And those people usually, like you said, like the simple stuff. So for those people, 100%, all those inscriptions don't mean jack, probably. They just want something to hang up on their wall that's pretty. So, Chase,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like if it's like a baseball or something, you know, maybe like Hall of Fame or like Gold Glove, something like that.
Simple.
Will bring it, something simple like that will bring it more value, I think. Just a signature will be just as fine as well. But when you got something like this, I don't know if you can see this, but this is Summer Glau from Firefly. And she wrote, basically, she replied to my letter on her picture. So the entire thing is full. And if you look, she couldn't even fit her signature in there. She made the heart over and didn't even sign her last name on it because she
that's a
didn't have
pet
any
peeve of
room
mine.
left.
That bothers me. Because, okay, you want to talk about an autograph that's hard to sell? A first name autograph, that's hard to
Right.
sell. And I run into those all the time. And they sell for a good 3/4 to a half the price of a full signature. And it's annoying. But because it's technically signed, but it's just signed with a first name. I actually have a Jim Watson up for sale right now. I think it's almost down to $50 because he just signed Jim. It just that just kills the value. That kills the value more than anything. As the one name signature.
Yeah, I mean
also, you know, we talked about it as collectors too. That works in our advantage too, because if you have somebody that inherits, you know, their relative that was collecting in the 40s, everything's personalized to them, and they take it to these big companies and they say, well, it's not worth anything because it's all personalized.
Right.
So they throw it up on eBay for a fraction of what it's actually worth. And people like us are like, oh, yeah.
Matt piece.
Yeah, you can cut that. And like I said before, I'd rather have something that's personalized to Frank in my collection than not have anything, you know, if it's to Frank from Ty Cobb, I'd rather have that than nothing from Ty Cobb at all. So
yeah, I mean, there's some people that want to know the history behind the item anyway. And if you can tie in like the inscription, especially if it's got the last name, to somebody that's proven to be tied with Ty Cobb, like that adds provenance, which actually adds a lot of value. So that's another thing to look for in personalizations that are vintage. People who are historians and autograph authenticators. You see this a lot on like Antique Roadshow. They look for the provenance from the inscription. And if you can tie in like an event, or there's photos of them together, and the photos on the same day that it was signed, like you can actually show that this is authentic because look, this person is standing right here next to Ty Cobb at this event on this day. So sometimes personalizations are key in adding provenance to a signature. We don't deal with provenance a lot because it's not as important with modern signatures, but when you start getting into vintage stuff, it's very important.
And I mean, if you're talking about vintage stuff too, I've seen where you can take a letter from, let's say Abraham Lincoln. If you had a letter, you could keep it as a whole, or you can cut out just words. And if you can authenticate that he wrote the word "the," and you could sell the word "the" by Abraham Lincoln as a signed piece, because people would eat that stuff up, you know.
And that's not done properly yet. There's nobody that's mastered that process. There was one card company that tried to do it, and I hate that card company because they have relics, which are just newspapers cut up from the time period that have nothing to do with the person. I mean, I had an article about the person in it, but like the person didn't touch it. It was just like an old newspaper, and they call those relics. That's the same company that does those word cuts. I just think that if a better company got the idea of the word cuts down, Upper Deck, I'm looking at you like you need to do something that's big because all you got right now is Jordan and LeBron. So there's so much of that stuff out there. I got a pile of it over here. Like it's just sitting there. And if somebody could turn that into a way to capitalize on it, like you could sell those for crazy cheap and you'd still have a piece of history. you know, I'd be interested in it, to get somebody big like Abraham Lincoln, like to pony up $100 to get a piece of something that he actually hand wrote. Like, I'd do it. Like, that's still, like, just because it's not his name doesn't mean it doesn't have value.
Right. So think about that when you get something inscribed on a photo or a handwritten letter. Just don't toss it aside. That down the road, you know, if something happened and you got a letter from, you know, let's say a sitting president or somebody that, you know, goes into politics and gets assassinated and didn't sign a lot, you know, instead of just that signature, if you have multiple stuff signed from them, that could be worth some big money.
Down the line, I think it's going to be a market that opens up. There's no place to really authenticate handwriting like that right now, and there's no company willing to put the time and effort into making it into a product. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there should be an authentication company for handwriting. I don't know how that would work, because people would want to see the original document, and a lot of people are going to have the original documents. All I got are pieces of like handwriting right now, so I couldn't authenticate anything. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on, guys. We're going to move on to the giveaway. The giveaway winner for the last show was Al J. Al J. Congratulations, Al J. You won an autographed 8x10 by the entire cast of Autographers Anonymous. That'll be coming to you ASAP, and I'll even throw a sticker in there for you. The new giveaway is for something that Mikey has right there on his chest.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's Mikey. We're going to send it to his house, and he'll do whatever you want.
Got these made up. Autographs for a cure. T-shirt. Only made 2. I'm wearing one, and the other one is going to be given away, and I'll even give you the 20% off discount code from Vistaprint if you want to.
Nice.
It is extra large cotton, but it's got the Autographs for a Cure logo on it, courtesy of Mr. Zane Savage.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you want to win that, all you have to do is go to our website, graphersaa.com. That's graphersaa.com. Click the giveaway tab and answer this question. What's the most you've paid for an inscription? What's the most you've paid for an inscription? And if you haven't paid for an inscription, tell us the most you would pay for an inscription if you had the opportunity. So go ahead and answer that question, and you'll be entered automatically to win that T-shirt from Mikey. And will you sign it if they want you to sign it?
Sure, why not?
You got a silver Sharpie?
I do.
Okay, cool. So, and just let us know whenever. I'll email you when you win. So moving on, we have the case against nominations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in this list. We're going to whittle it down to 2. And out of those 2, you guys get to pick who we have the case against. So here are the nominations for this week. Tim Allen, which he's had a signature variation pop up in his TTMs in the last month. So that's why he's on the list. Christopher Plummer, Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Belichick. I don't know if we've had him on the list, but there's been some questioning around his stuff. Kevin Bacon, Jennifer Lawrence, Travis Pastrana, and Dirk Nowitzki. So those are the 8 guys. Let's go ahead and whittle them down to 2. So who you want to knock off first?
X Game Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, that one was pretty.
I didn't even know who he was.
Oh, okay. He's an X Games guy.
All right,
well, I'm doing Ginter right now, and he's in the Ginter set. So, and I just saw that post, and that's why it's stuck in my mind. We'll knock him off.
It's definitely questionable. So,
yeah, there's definitely something going on there. But
I think we got some bigger fish to fry on this one.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. How prevalent is that? Is that success rate?
I know that's an A-list celebrity, man.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, how prevalent are the returns? Like, are we talking like 50%?
They're popping back up from an address that I think is questionable.
I would say keep her on for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
I wasn't trying to knock her off. I was just asking questions.
I would say we could probably knock off Dirk, but
All right, we'll knock off Dirk this week. We'll knock off Dirk and some bacon. We'll knock off some bacon. What do you think about that?
All right.
So Pastrana's gone, Bacon's gone, Dirk's gone. Belichick would be a fun one.
I think we got to get rid of Plummer because I haven't seen anything recent from him.
You're just gonna wait till he dies, and then it's not gonna matter. You know that, right? We're pushing Plummer off into. I'm gonna have to Bob Dole his ass.
It's a special show on an off week.
We'll axe Plummer again. Hang in there, Plummer. We're gonna get to you.
I think there's some hot button topics right now.
I think you're right.
I think we need to touch on, and I think the first one I think everyone wants to talk about is the Tim Allens. I know there's not much to it, but
yeah, and I know I'm the big Whoopi campaign person, but I'll say we can kick her off because really
Tim Allen. So
you've seen a lot from her lately.
I agree. Tim Allen, Bill Belichick, Jennifer Lawrence. I want to ask Jennifer Lawrence.
Ooh.
I want Belichick.
All right.
I want to know if the Belichicks are legit.
Let the people decide then. It's either going to be Tim Allen or Bill Belichick.
Tim Allen's going to be tough.
Dude, there's they're both. Well, I mean, I don't know. I saw some evidence that looked pretty interesting. That we'll save it for the show.
Right.
Tim Allen, Bill Belichick. You guys okay with that?
Let the people decide.
Okay, that's a really good. Actually, that's whoever wins, we all win in that. So, Tim Allen, Bill Belichick. You guys can go vote. Go to our Facebook page. The link is on graphersaa.com, or go to our Twitter, and again, the link is on graphersaa.com. Go there, click the Twitter or Facebook link, and then the poll is right there on our page. So go vote on that, and whoever wins, we will do the case against on the next episode. We'll try to figure out if their TTMs are real or not, or we may not figure it out, and we might say maybe. But that rarely happens. We usually come to a pretty good consensus. All right.
Or we might cause them to stop signing.
Tommy Lee, we did it, and he stopped signing 45 minutes after we said he was real. So, but I saw he was still signing, so we didn't actually kill it. He's still signing.
Okay.
He just did one of those celebrities. I'm done with this crap, and then the next day he was like, keep it going. Fanatic feedback. We had 0 entries. Whoa. So I want to urge you guys to go to our website again, graphersaa.com, click Fanatic feedback, and you can record a voice message and ask a question directly to the show. It's real easy to do. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on computer as long as you have a microphone hooked up. So go do that. Fanatic feedback, guys. It's important. We haven't had one in like a month. So moving on to the Reaper Report. These are people that passed away over the last 3 weeks. Again, apologies for the extra week. We had some technical difficulties the last show. So the people that passed away in the Reaper Report in the last 3 weeks, we have Joanna Cole, Grant Imahara, John Lewis, Mike Ryan, Olivia de Havilland, Regis Philbin, John Saxon, and Naya Rivera. So those are the people that passed away in the last 3 weeks. And we're going to move on to promotions. So, Chase.
I've got Chase and Ink on YouTube. I got my Q&A Wednesday every Wednesday, so go check that out. I'm on Instagram as well, but I haven't been posting as much on there lately. I'm kind of falling behind on that one, but yeah, go check me out on YouTube.
All right. And Mikey?
All right, guys. Check out Graphers AA, where you can find the links for everyone, but also check out Autographs for Akir, www.autographsforakir.com. I've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work, trying to get some cool stuff up on the site, and really pushing for signed 8x10s to come in and get those posted, like the Orange Cassidy, Dick Perez stuff is up. Rafael Palmeiro card. So really making a push for that. So if you guys want to check that out, please click the link.
Yeah, definitely. That stuff's so cool too. I I need to come up with some ideas for you to get some unique items signed, because these people are willing to sign pretty much anything once they agree, get that little post-it note to you. So we're going to come up with some original stuff that, like those art, you know how fast Scott's art goes whenever you post it. You know, I think this, if you get some original stuff, even past the photos, like that stuff will go like wildfire. But yeah, love what you're doing, Mike. You're really, I know it takes time and effort, and we really appreciate it. For me, just go to bargainhistory.com to see all my autographs. My inventory is insane right now. Please go buy something and limit down my inventory. I'm almost to 1,000 items in my inventory, so go limit that down. Yeah, there you go. There's all my links. Fabricfobs.com is also there, as you can see. Fabricfobs.com is where you have celebrity clothing and keychains, and that's on Etsy. But just go to fabricfobs.com, and of course, graphersAA.com for all the links for the podcast. And I believe that's it. So you take care, all of you autograph addicts.